It's just so cool. It's just quite open. I wasn't sure what to expect here at all, eh? Thought I might be like choked up. This is grouse. A little bit like Binogan Creek. Alright, so I'm winding my way up. Found a couple more little cascades. Some nice little, tiny little shallow pools. It's super clear water. But first section, this is grouse. This is only barely the start of the lines. This is so good. This is a secret little paradise. Alright, how's it going, people? So we are in uppermudgeerabaconservationarea Conservation Reserve. It says here access closed. Well, we are going in here anyway. Classic. So the goal today is to try and explore Wallaby Creek. Yeah, it's a little creek just running through the back of Mudgeeraba. Don't know if it's really going to yield a lot, but I'm going to have a little look. I think it runs dry most of the year. It rained probably about a week ago, so I'm probably a little bit late really to look at it, but I'm just going to have a look. It's a nice and easy one. And yeah, I don't really think I've seen anyone do it, so always makes me curious. But there's little old steps here someone's made. It's like logs. And they go along this fence line here. And this is a tributary, and basically our creek's down in there. We're going to jump in there pretty soon. That's where the lines will start to slowly climb up. I don't think we're going to get anything massive. It'll probably be little cascades or boulders at best, but we'll have a look. Good stuff, eh? We're almost there. Now there was some water in the creek downstream I saw when I drove over the road. A little bit of rock there, there we go. So this is dribbling, nothing crazy. But at least it's a good start. So we'll jump down on this creek and just follow it along. Now the track does follow the creek a little bit. I am going to just jump down here. And yeah, I can kind of walk the track back. But yes, very uneven ground. I mean, like the track itself is more like just a goat track, but it's marked on gyro as a walking track. So there you go. Yeah, I'm a bit late for this one. I really should have done it whilst raining. This is probably one of the first little levels, but look, it's something. Let's keep going, eh? Okay, so it's kind of like that first slab and like another little cascade thing above it, but nothing crazy. Water's definitely very low flow, so yeah, there was a day it was raining and I was going to come in and I decided I was like, nah, I won't go in the rain, I'll just wait till later. But problem is I put it off too long. I did go back downstream a little bit, just double check, just to make sure I didn't miss any first slab of rock since where I've walked in from the road, but no, I didn't. So it's still going to wind a little bit further with some gradual topographic lines. I'm sliding in the water here, at least it's warm. It is January and super sunny day, so expected to get bloody humid, but at least I'm in the shade. Look, she's still flowing. It's very flattish here, but I think it will jump up again, so I'm just going to persevere and keep going with the exploration. Oh, throwing the GoPro away, sorry. Trying to get under a log there. Alright, I'll show you the next notable section when we get one. A little tiny slabby, look at that. Small. There won't really be swimming holes here, unfortunately. It's more just like a pretty little creek. And it's pretty nice. It's got all these nice ferns and a bit of the rock, and there's another little cascade. Slowly, this is an easy little creek to do. Alright, so not far up is another little slab. There is water trickling here, but it's basically seeping underneath this slab of rock on top of that. So it doesn't look very impressive, but still a nice shape of a cascade anyway. We'll keep going. The line's just going to go a bit further. They will flatten for a little bit, and then there is a last chance that they will climb up again, but it might have fully dried out by then. So I'm just going to play it by ear. This shouldn't take too long at all. So this is roughly about 3 k's return, but That's if I go all up to the last bit of the line. It's almost flattening out here, and I've just realised I actually got on a tributary of Wallaby Creek without even really realising, because I didn't really follow. I didn't stare at the map, but like I knew that it was going to be fairly dry, so I just assumed that the main creek was a bit dry, but I've actually veered off. So apparently I stuck right. It was supposed to be a left junction that I've missed. That's okay. Bonus, because it's had a couple of little slabs of rock to look at. So we'll just double back, try and find out where we went wrong, get back on the main creek and actually go up that bit. So there you have it. Extra little dry trib dropping into that. We'll do the other trib. We've still got to follow ourselves back down. The creek will be somewhere over down there. Right, so our tributary creek's down here. It's supposed to join somewhere down in that lower bit of the trees. It's supposed to run that way. There is a house there, but even though we're right in the boundary of conservation reserve, I don't want to go directly past the house because then I think something sus and no one really walks this. So all we're going to do is keep going up and around this hill a little bit. We'll drop back into the creek once we pass the house. It'll work out fine. The walking track is pretty much here, but we need to come off it. The walking track's there, so we need to drop down. It doesn't quite go to the creek straight away, and I think the first snuggle is going to be somewhere just over here, so let's get there. This is better. National Creek is flowing much better. Beautiful. I thought there's a drop just here, which was unexpected. It's right near the house, but we're going to creep and have a look. It'll work out well, because one, I missed all this lantano, and two, I missed the house. This is where I actually really want to start. This is the flattest bit. It's flowing much better than this first section. This is grass. This is only barely the start of the lines. This is so good. This is a secret little paradise. Nice big rock to slay in the sun. Not really a deep swimming hole, but I mean, definitely can splash yourself around in the water. Look at this bit. Just enough to sit in there. It's a little bit slimy, but I think it's grouse. I live there for sure. Let's keep going, eh? See what we've got above. Woo! Oh, this is so cool. This is quite open. I wasn't sure what to expect here at all, eh? Thought I might be like choked up. This is grouse. A little bit like Binogan Creek. Let's keep going. A few more topographic lines to explore. Working my way up. Found a couple more little cascades. Some nice little, tiny little shallow pools. It's super clear water, but nothing. It's probably, there's a bit with a little hole there. Put your bum in. But nothing extravagant in terms of pools, which is expected, but still a really good sneaky find. Let's keep going. This is cool. My little trib coming in the left. We're into the shady S-bend now, and there's another trib coming straight in front of us off the side of this steeper hill there. No slabs of rock, but it's steep, steeper than what we've just had on here. Probably just drains so fast, that's why it's not got any water. This is a deep pool. It's a shame it's shady. Wow. It's a sandy little thing. Yeah, look at that. So no point in exploring that. This might be a flat section now for a bit. It's still got water, so I am going to keep going. See if we can find this upper section of elevation change and see if it still yields or something. Cicadas are out, luckily not too ear piercing. I'm guessing it's about 30 degrees. It is the 28th, I think, of today, of January. Just had Australia Day weekend, so yeah, it is Tuesday. Boom. Rocks and everything, into rocks, we love it. Different types of stones, I mean. There are a few palm trees. It's really lush. This is actually a nice little hidden pocket of paradise. Yeah, it's super flat now, so we're out of that section. So really only two sections of slabs that was worth it then. But better than nothing. It's like there's a track here, look at this. Pretty interesting. Very natural, flat riverbank fucking, yeah, it's been cut in. So there's a reason why they made this conservation park, and it's because this creek is pretty. That's why they look after it. It's just a shame they wrote close at the start of it, because like, all right, come on. Even the other side's got a bit of a track too. That's interesting. Yeah, well, we'll make good time walking along this because it's a very open creek. Righto, so the track, their walking track actually does join here, and this is where it does actually follow the creek. So they do a creekhop walking track essentially, or kind of, it goes up there. There's a split trip here, look at this, we've got water that way, water that way. So this other one wasn't on my radar. That's cool, we'll look at it afterwards. Let's just stick with the main one up here first. Well, first signs of wait a while in here, which is interesting. Suppose it's semi-rainforest, that's why. But yeah, creek's still flowing, track's still following the side. I'm just creek hopping it, and then on the way back I'll just conclude along the track. And for now, the creek's nice to walk in anyway, and get the feet a little bit wet, and just if I see something I like, I'm already here, so I don't have to push back over. Yeah, it's a nice little walk anyway. Like, even if you're not really trying to chase these cascades, it's a pretty little shaded forest walk, so still rate it anyway, to be honest. There actually are a lot of tributaries feeding into this Wallaby Creek, and I didn't actually realise until I really paid attention now to the map that how many do feed into it. It's more than expected. I kind of thought Wallaby Creek was just one creek, like one line, but cause that's all it's drawn on Gaia, but Google has way more lines feeding in, so that's interesting. This is another tributary I've just veered off to the right. It looks fairly dry, but there is water trickling here. I'm just having a look at this first little bit, whether or not this is worth exploring. I think after good rain, all these will be worth going up. It's only dribbling. Yeah, right, so water's gone completely underground here. I'll go a little bit further just to see if she's going to resurface. There's still a little bit, there is trickling on top, so there's definitely water on the ground. So let's keep going. Very flat, very easy, like a fucking road right First sign of cut logs there, and this one especially. So definitely would have been logged here back in the day, which is a bit sad. But luckily it's been preserved. So that's probably why this track is here. It's the original logging track, makes way more sense now. I wonder whether I left that big section there, because that could have been easily dragged out. I'm on the trail now by default. I'll just jump back in again, go around that pool. Yeah, it's not raging water here, but definitely should have known better to go on the rain day, but it was still alright. Like, downstream was definitely cool. Anything up here is a bonus, to be honest. Getting to the section of the creek has a road track running across it. We're nearly at the end of our section lines, really. Someone has got a guide track recorded, probably along that road. I don't know if it's specifically on the creek here, but not quite sure why they've recorded. Maybe they went for a run or something. Anyway, let's keep bending it around. Like I say, we can go on that road and track back. And we'll go back and look at one of those other tribs that I've pointed out at the start before. I'll just veer back to the track here anyway, because it's cutting the corner. This crosses the track, this crosses the creek again. It's such a weird way they've done this. Still water's underground. Here's another little trib coming off, and look at this. Biggest waterfall we've found so far in here, but goddamn shame that she is dry dribbling. Fucking hell. Again, really regret not coming straight after the rain. Alright, so I've climbed up this first tier, a little steep, but we're here. Here's the second tier. I'm going to go up, just have a look on top. Pretty sure there won't really be another one, but you never know. Lines do jump up, but I reckon this is the main pinch point of the rock, and then it's just going to be like a slow gradual ascent, but who knows, we'll be wrong. So even though she's dry, it's notable for me to want to have a look at this, because they're actually, yeah, they're decent little fall. So yeah, actually come, I'd say dead set the day after it rains. Don't even wait. I've waited about a week and it's just too long. This stuff goes out really, really fast. This rock just drains like no tomorrow. There we are. So yeah, pretty. There could be some more little cascades up there. I won't keep going right now, I just want to have a look at this. Go back to the main creek, see what that yields for us. That's going to climb up as well. This is the section I was worried about that. Yes, it was going to climb and I expected it, like what we're seeing now, but it's just dry. And this is the trip. I hope the main creek might be a little bit nicer for us. See over in that sunspot where it's going to come in. Crazy, a little rough, steep, a little bit of valley country in here you wouldn't expect in the suburbs of Mudgeeraba. Alright, so we're back on our main creek. The section of slabs is starting to climb up now. It's only dribbling, but it's still pretty nice. Nice and sunny, nice to walk through, nice and easy to move. Let's keep going. Flattens out or dries, probably both by that point. Alright, next slab of rock. Bit of a murky pool here, but let's keep going up. Just here on the left, it's pretty much dry. That's alright, we're not worried about that. Keep going. If this actually pushes all the way out, there's a track up on the ridge that I could actually maybe loop back anyway and probably follow that down. We'll just see how she goes, and we might have to just double back to where that track crosses the creek to get into that other trip I wanted to suss out on the way back. One that was flowing. Got a narrow, like little gorgey thing here. It just winds really close together as the water's cut through the rock. Creek turns and we've got a nice big slab of rock up here, which is only dribbling, but it is a good waterfall. Wow, nice size. The best one on the main creek now in terms of size, because that other one was on the trip that we saw. But unfortunately, they're too far upstream and too dry. So, good rain, this would actually be worth coming back to. Oh well, here's what it is, eh? Trees blocking it a bit, so I can't get you the best shot of it, which sucks. It's always the way. Nature fucks you over sometimes. Have to be like a bit of a side angle shot here. Show the perspective of it. Yeah. Alright, let's climb up. This is the section right above the one we just climbed, so yeah, just climbing up and up with slabs, which is great. It's a shame she's not fucking flowing. Alright, so climbed up out of those slabs, turns the corner here, and she's flat for a second, but my lines still say it's climbing, so I'm not convinced. The water is completely underground, all dried out by this point. We are at the end of the line for the creek on Gaia. Like I said, but however, Qtopo or there's still a bit of water here. Qtopo or Google even confirms that this longer tube is jutting into this, which is still feeding it water. So, because the elevation is still apparently going up a little bit further now, I'm on someone's Gaia line from this point, which is interesting. I'm not sure why they started walking this part of the creek. They pretty much cut in from the four-wheel drive track, which is over there somewhere. I'm not sure. Apparently it's over there, up on this hill maybe. They've parked here or walked here and they've cut into the creek from this point and they've creek topped this last bit, which is, I don't know, strange because they've missed quite a good section of slabs. Anyway, this is probably going to choke in, as you can see here. So again, we're just going to go a bit further, see if more slabs come out in this other corner. And again, if I can follow it over the track, otherwise we'll be going back up onto that track somewhere to get out. So this is the junction of tribs here. I think we're pretty dry. I think this will be it. Can't see it being much more now. The last section, I think I'm right, where it's just gone dry right out. Yeah, they're both not worth exploring. Now they've split, so whatever half flow we had is now halved again. Is what it is. I'm getting so many orb spiders, they're just fucking annoying me. Yeah, I'll call it that. If it was raining, maybe it'd be worth going more, but we've had a good run. So, actually, yeah, the road's not far, it's just up to get onto it. Either that or I follow the creek back down a little bit, then get on the last crossing. Anyway, there you have it. Let's go a bit down and check. Climbed up onto the spur. Grass is a little long. I thought the would have been closer to the four-wheel drive track, but it's actually, I think, across the other freaking gully over there. I'm a bit further away than I actually realised. But it's fine. I'm just going to go down the spur anyway to get back down. This will bypass the last slabs of falls we just climbed up. There's a bit of a goat track I just found now, which is good. This will feed us back down. And then until we find that truck as it hits the creek. There's our waterfall from the side. It looks kind of impressive here if it was flowing. So the trib over to the left that I first kind of said don't worry about it because it's dry, but I can see a nice slab. Look at that, a nice slab waterfall there. I need to go just at least get a photo of that dry or not because it looks decent. And we'll sit back out now, we're on the creek, so they bypassed that waterfall really, really well. Be happy with that little choice I made then. Let's just get in, climb over those two boulders and we'll get a good shot of that. There we go, that other trib seam wasn't too bad. Another good find. Shame she's not tree snake, fucking bail out of the water straight into the crack of the rock. Lovely. I was expecting to see a snake today, being so fucking hot and dry wherever we are. Track comes up a bit of a hill. You're gonna get to a corner, keeps going up around that bend, but this little track here views back at the creek, which becomes our walking track next to the creek. Obviously going up and over the hill a little bit was a bit, you know, maybe annoying because you're going up the hill, but just the way it goes, and it cuts out the corner of the creek. Arguably the creek's flatter and easier, but I wanted to suss this out anyway. Anyway, so we go back down a little bit. And then it's just creekhop all the way into our tributary back on the left, where the four-wheel drive track starts again from a different point. And the four-wheel drive track kind of cuts up and then comes back down again, if that makes sense. But anyway, so yeah, we're just gonna follow this track along the creek edge till the last trib we'll suss for today. Look, all done. So yeah, definitely logged here. Here's a great example of logging. Here is the big stump with the notches cut out of it. There you go, it all makes sense why they preserved this now. Interesting that this little pocket was all decimated at one point. Anyway, on we go. Alright, so we're back at the junction where our four drive track is coming up here. This is how the trib. It's a little bit of flow, that's why we're going to have a little look up it. Probably won't get much out of it, but it's easy to do on the way back, so you know, we blitzed the other bit, so why not fill the day just a little bit more. It's pretty hot, I probably won't do anything else today. And yeah, had a big day yesterday. Went up a tributary of Wallaby Creek. There's many tribs up there, so check that video out as well. Alright, so this is actually still flowing quite well. Look at this. Interesting. Just hope you get a good slab of rock here. Probably won't be for a little bit. Oh yeah, other snake right up the hill here. I think it was red-bellied black snake. I couldn't quite tell. All I saw was a bit of black and he was gone. Oh, this trib didn't last long. It dried right out, or it's not underground. So I'm not stressed because there's a bit of water there, but it's like, it's a fair way of a flat section before it really climbs up. So apparently our four-wheel drive track that I want to loop out comes up from the spur, runs straight up here, so we're just going to cut up here, we'll get to it. I'm pretty happy with what we've seen and found. So I've found a bit more water here, but I don't think it is really worth going right up it. It's all good. Let's just call it a day. Hope you enjoyed the journey. Feel free to like, comment, subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you get notified of all the new misadventures. I'm gonna catch you guys in the next one, eh? Peace out. And yeah, up we go.